she was pregnant. And she still chose to kill. Player 222 didn't just break the rules of Squid Game. She shattered the one thing viewers thought was still sacred in this death arena: motherhood, protection, the instinct to preserve life when you're literally creating it. The most hated player in Squid Game history. A woman who turned the miracle of pregnancy into a weapon of survival and paid the ultimate price for it. Before she became player 222, Myung-gi was a prison nurse whose life had already collapsed. She entered the games under a false identity, carrying secrets that ran deeper than anyone realized. The biggest secret: she was pregnant, and she knew it. While other players stumbled into the arena, broken by debt or desperation, Myung-gi calculated her entry. She wasn't just running from financial ruin, she was running from a criminal trial that would have destroyed any chance of giving her unborn child a future. But here's where the moral complexity begins. Was she a victim of a system that offered no alternatives? Or was she already a cold manipulator who saw pregnancy as just another tool for survival? From day one, Myung-gi played a different game than everyone else. While others formed alliances based on trust or shared trauma, she built relationships as insurance policies. She identified the strongest players and positioned herself as the sympathetic pregnant woman who needed protection. The manipulation was surgical. She'd place her hand on her barely showing belly during conversations, a subtle reminder of her condition. She'd volunteer for tasks that seemed selfless but actually kept her away from immediate danger. Every move was calculated to maximize her survival odds, but the mask began to slip during the glass bridge round. When her temporary ally hesitated at a crucial moment, Myung-gi didn't offer encouragement or support. She pushed, literally. A human being plummeted to their death while she stepped forward, one hand unconsciously protecting her stomach. The other players' reactions were immediate and visceral. Shock, revulsion, fear, because they realized they weren't just playing alongside a desperate woman, they were playing with someone who had weaponized motherhood itself. The moment that earned her the name Monster Mom came during the marble game, paired with a younger woman who spent precious minutes talking about her own mother, about the sacrifices mothers make, about the unconditional love that defines motherhood. Listened, nodded, even smiled softly. Then she took the girls' marbles without hesitation. No tears, no guilt, no acknowledgement that she had just orphaned someone while carrying a child herself. The contrast was devastating. Here was a woman who understood the sanctity of the mother-child bond intellectually, but had completely severed it emotionally. Social media exploded. Viewers were outraged not just by the betrayal, but by the sheer coldness of it. This wasn't survival instinct. This was something else entirely. The games. Medical staff confirmed what viewers suspected: Myung-gi's pregnancy was real. But here's what made her story even more tragic. The game masters offered her a way out. They could have eliminated her for medical reasons, giving her a chance to leave with her life and her child's future intact. She refused. "I'm not carrying a child," she told them. "I'm carrying a future." In her twisted logic, the money from winning Squid Game could give her child everything: education, opportunity, a clean slate. She had convinced herself that it was better to be a rich orphan than the poor daughter of a disgraced ex. Every kill, every betrayal, every moment of cruelty was justified in her mind as maternal sacrifice. She wasn't being selfish. She was being the ultimate mother, willing to damn her own soul for her child's prosperity. But the other players couldn't see it that way. To them, she had perverted the most fundamental human instinct: the drive to protect the innocent. By the final 6, Myung-gi found herself completely isolated. The other survivors had formed an unspoken alliance against her, not because she was the strongest threat, but because she represented something they couldn't forgive: Her downfall came not through superior gameplay or bad luck, but through the simple fact that everyone else wanted her gone more than they wanted to win themselves. The woman who eliminated her was someone she had betrayed earlier in the games. The irony was perfect. Myung-gi, who had used relationships as tools, was ultimately destroyed by the very human connections she had severed. As she faced elimination for the first time, her composed mask cracked. Her final words weren't defiant or calculating. They were heartbreakingly simple. "Tell her I tried." For just a moment, viewers glimpsed the mother behind the monster. Here's the brutal truth about Myung-gi's fate. She wasn't actually worse than the other players. Everyone in Squid Game betrayed allies, manipulated relationships, and chose their own survival over others' lives. The games were designed to corrupt everyone who played them. But Myung-gi committed the one unforgivable sin in viewers' eyes. She violated the sacred image of motherhood. Society could accept a desperate debtor becoming a killer, but not a pregnant woman choosing violence over protection. Her punishment wasn't death. That was quick and merciful. Her real punishment was how she would be remembered, as the monster. Mom, the woman who carried life while dealing death. The mother who chose money over morality. She didn't lose because she was a killer. She lost because, even in death, no one could forgive her for being a killer and a mother at the same time. In the end, Myung-gi succeeded in one thing. She ensured her story would never be forgotten. The question that haunts viewers isn't whether she was right or wrong. It's whether, in her position, facing the same impossible choices, any of us would have acted differently. Was she evil, or just the product of a game no one was meant to survive? Let me know in the comments.